Made it through the storm, life is living stable, I want more now. Condo in the hills, 4 wheels, we import now. Champagne poured for the pain, pop the cork out. With no shortcuts to these goals, took the long route. Paces, everything organic, even more now. Now they show love, but ain't believe. Wait, fresh off the bench, watch me on now. Now they show love, but ain't believe. Wait, on now. Now they show love, but ain't believe. Wait, before now. Toward now. It's watch me score now. Tore down. Had to let life run its course out. Had to find my pace, I'm running towards now. Cause when it ain't pure, everything feel forced out.
Like, damn. That shit fire.
Oh, good looking.
Man.
Good looking.
I'm sitting here over here all on the hook while they sitting there. This they shit too. I'm like, everything's up.
Yeah, that's them. She's cold, man. She's a cold piece.
That shit fire. All right. Well, we live in action. Can you please let us know your name and what do you do for a career?
LooseLyric, Anthony, LooseLyric McDavid. I engineer, produce, entrepreneur, writer, father, you know, all that for a living.
How did you get into music? What made you get into that as a career?
As a career, really what it was I had 9 to 5s just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? So I would go to work, but I would always, you know what's crazy? I would always like only be there for like a little bit. Like I could never like keep a job for a long time. And it wasn't like I was getting fired or nothing, but it was just like I would get so fed up with probably like the system of everything that I would just give up. Like I didn't even feel fulfilled in a job, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, one day I was just recording stuff on my own and I posted to YouTube and I got an opportunity from another engineer, Ray C, that worked in the studio, and he seen my potential and he blessed me to come through, and just him opening the gate of that just like opened my mind to I could actually do this. Because it wasn't really more so like the skill, it was just at first I didn't even really know I could actually just be owning a studio or to even work in a studio. I used to think, you know, you had to go to school for such and such years and, you know, or be somebody connected to somebody, and, you know, he kind of opened my mind to that, you know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it was just like, you know, this is all I could do, you know what I'm saying?
And how old were you?
When I started Ray C, I was like, I was 22.
When,
22.
and what age would you say you started? What age did you write your first rap?
My first rap, shit, probably like 14.
14.
My first real rap, like 16 bars. I started off rapping though. I started off doing covers. I would just like rap over somebody rapping, you know what I'm saying, until I got good enough to write my own raps. And, you know, probably like my first rap was like at 14.
And who would you say was inspired you back then?
My brother.
And who was your
big brother? He was my first favorite rapper.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. And who else was you listening to as far as the music industry?
Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, DMX, Jay-Z.
And back then, would you say that you foreseen yourself this far into music?
Nah, every day I surprise myself. Every day, every first of the month I surprise myself. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just blessed, man. I go to work, even though my job still is hard. You know what I'm saying? I go to work and it's on my own terms. It's not on, you know, a different program for somebody else.
And what's your day-to-day?
My day.
Your day-to-day from waking up to going to bed?
Waking up, I get up at 5 every morning. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get my kids ready for school, drop them off at school, cook breakfast, all the whole thing. You know, my day, I gotta watch my daughter, and then it's to the studio all day, every day.
What time would you say you clock in the studio?
About 2:30 to 11:30. Don't tell nobody though. That's our secret.
Facts.
You know that. Don't take over me.
Facts. And is there ever a time where your schedule is rearranged, or do you set your schedule?
I set my schedule, but my bills set my schedule too. You know what I'm saying? And my goals set my schedule. So even though I can call off and there's no consequence, I still don't want to. I still gonna lose money. So I try to work is in a balance. Every 3 months or so, because it's not like clockwork, but every 3 months or so, I try to take off and go on vacation with my family because I gotta keep my family happy too.
And as a family man and also artist, what's the balance with dealing with that? As an artist, as everything you're balancing and you're doing, what would you say is the trials and tribulations, or
Trying to find a balance.
trying to find that balance between all that?
Yeah, you just gotta go through time. You just gotta figure it out. There is no true balance. There's no perfect balance, period, ever. But there is a happiness balance to keep everybody happy, and you just gotta figure that out with your own family. But in my situation, it took time. So it took time breaking down my pride, breaking down, still standing on what I stand on, still finding my happiness in it too, But the most important thing in my life is my family. So even doing this, I do it for them. So I had to remind myself and find myself inside of that, and then I found my balance because it's not complete, but it's balanced enough.
And would you say, do you look at music as a job, or is it part of your happiness
No,
currently?
music is just my life.
Mm.
Is just what I
Regardless, you'll
do.
be doing it. It's just
There's
what you do.
no there's you ever been scared to fail, right? Everybody been scared to fail, right? But sometimes I found through in my journey, I've been scared to succeed. I've held myself back sometimes because of this. You know what I'm saying? Because of so much of what it means to me. Like you said about the balance, there will be no balance. If I fully put into what I want to do and do it like that, there would be no balance. It's just music is me. I try to do other jobs. I try to, and I'm good at whatever I do, bro. Like if I'm doing graphics and I'm doing graphics, I'm cold with graphics. I'm cold with whatever I do. So even when I'm at another job, I'm still doing well. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh damn, I can't keep a job. It's just more, I can't keep doing this type of work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just, music is just a part of me. Like I'm never going to stop. Always find who I am within it, right? So even if I stop rapping, I will still be engineering or producing or writing for somebody else.
And that's funny because that's exactly what I was going to ask you for the next question. When you say you do music, what does that mean? You do music. What is music? Like, what does that mean? Can you break that down to me?
Yeah, so like I said,
Because a lot of people just say, "Oh, I do music," and motherfucker might just rap, or I do music, and you might just engineer, or
yeah,
they're not can't say just, or you make beats. So when I'm asking you, what do you mean by that?
oh yeah, I do everything: rap, sing, produce, engineer, write, arrange. Everything within music. Rap, R&B, country, scream artists, all kind of genres, everything within music is just, after doing, because I've been doing it for like 12 years to 15 years, so like doing it so much, building so many different relationships, I done dipped into all genres and had all different type of scenarios or a lot of different type of scenarios, maybe not all. So, you know, um, it well groomed me, to be, you know, so cultured in all kind of genres, not just rap or R&B, or not just being a rapper, or not just being a singer, or not just and a lot of this too started because I would go to other studios and they just wouldn't understand my voice. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to engineer myself, to get the sound that I wanted, within that, motherfucker, people wanted to pay me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as the first person was like, "Well, how much you charge me real quick to do a song?" Oh, now I'm in business. Oh, I'm in
Purely.
business. Okay, if I'm good enough for somebody to pay me, okay, now I'm in business. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
And I was about to say that you damn near have to get good over doing it for so long, but as someone who's a family member and a fan, I would say that you probably put in, well, I evidently over 10,000 hours, but would you say,
Yesterday.
I mean, because I don't know your day-to-day schedule, but would you say that within them years, you put in more time than the average person would within them years? Because some people say they do music for 10 years. Same way with me training or something like, oh, I've been training for 10 years, but bro, I'm in the gym. Nigga, 4 hours every day. You're in the gym 1 hour every day, so it's cool. You got it's a huge difference.
There's a difference,
you know.
Right? Yeah, no, I do this every day, right? So every day for the past decade or so.
That's
This is
just
where
crazy.
this is where I clock in and clock out every single day. So yeah, I'd have put in 10,000 hours 10 times probably.
Whew.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure.
And with doing all that musically, what are some artists that you're proud that you have worked with? If they can be known, they couldn't be known yet.
And you know what's crazy too? It is crazy because there's so much talent that some of the dopest people that I ever recorded don't nobody know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got a rapper's named Chicago, and Chicago is like one of the dopest lyricists I've ever recorded. But I've recorded Nipsey, I've recorded Snoop, I've recorded D-Lo, and or whatever celebrity type names. But some of the unknown, underrated artists are some of my favorite artists that I've ever worked with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say a whole lot of names though.
Mm-hmm.
You know
And what advice would you give to those artists that not known yet, but they have the talent, but they haven't got the exposure?
Find why you're doing it.
Whew.
Find why you're
Ooh,
doing it.
shit, I like that.
Yeah, you gotta find why you're doing it because you can find your happiness within this, right? So, like for example, there's levels to everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm a basketball player, my goal is to be in the NBA. I might not make it to the NBA. I might make it to the
Overseas.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I might make it to a
Mexico.
league out here.
Yeah.
You know, just a regular local league that's paying still. You know what I'm saying? So there's
NBA.
different levels to pay on being an artist and notoriety. You know what I'm saying? I know some ballers that ain't as known as some other people, but they still know. They found their happiness and they found who they was in it, and not to lose yourself trying to find something else like some clout or some quick bucks that are die off. You know what I'm saying? Set a legacy.
Ooh, that's fire. So outside of music, on the entrepreneur side, how is it being a owner of a studio?
I got to be an owner. How is it to be a business owner? To be a business owner, I super underestimated it. Right, so I knew it was gonna be difficult to be a business owner, but you know, I say this respectfully, but it's like now I got 9 new kids. You know what I'm saying? Because my employees are like my kids. You know, I got to look after them. I got to make sure they're happy. I got to make sure everything.
That's a great mindset or mind angle to have right there, because it is, especially when you're creating like a family with your company. Like, yeah, I like that right there.
Yep, and they don't clean up after themselves and all that type stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to double back. I got to open and close the shop. I got to make sure everything is, legitimized. Everything. So it's hard work, but it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? When you can do something that you never thought you can do, it opens it up more for doing other stuff and setting other goals and stuff like that. So like I started off not even thinking that I could work in the studio. Now I own one. Now who knows what the next step out of that is. You know what I'm saying?
well, what preparation do you feel you could have used but didn't get before entering this job?
Say it again.
What preparation could you have did before entering this job? Do you feel like there was anything that could have prepared you before entering a field of not music per se, just being a business owner?
Um, you know what? Luckily, my journey was a little different. So even though, because I seriously start off not even knowing I could even do this. Like everything that's happening is a
Self-taught.
bonus. Everything that happened is a bonus though. So like, from my goal, from my original goal was just to work at a studio, not have it as a career. Not, you know what I'm saying? Still work my 9 to 5, but be able to just work at a studio. You know what I'm saying? And then throughout that, I was mentored through business like Jazz and Hartman, and a couple people that worked at the studio and the owner of the studio, and they opened my mind to being able to even be like, I could do this. I could open up a business, but it wasn't like the next day after I worked there. I worked there for maybe 2 3 years, and then I worked for another studio for about another 3 years, and then I got my studio. So it was a 6 year gap before I even got my studio. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like it was like an overnight thing. It was trial and error, and it was lessons taught, and going to different studios, fucking up people's songs, getting songs right, all that stuff, to get to where I could be today. So it definitely was a journey, not an overnight thing, not a I was prepped.
Mm-hmm.
Life definitely prepped me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should basically, you just ain't hop out there. I play Pop Warner, nigga. I did all.
Yeah,
I play Pop Warner.
I wish I could answer that and give you a flyer answer, but I actually, to keep it 100, I was prepped.
I was prepped.
I was prepped.
And
prepped
what educational level do you think is needed for engineering, for engineering and being a business owner?
So what I learned through trial and error is it depends on the person.
Ooh,
So
that's it right there.
Some people
I agree.
are a little quicker than others, and some people are more passionate than others, and some people have it both, and some people lack one and have the other. So you have to find what level you at and understand that level. And if you need school, then go to school. If you need to intern, then intern. If you need both, then do both. If not, if you need to just be self-taught, if you're self-taught naturally, just whatever to get to that way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't need school. I didn't need that. I did it on trial and error. I did it on I'm fucking poor. And what you would have paid me to record you, I'm about to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So the passion drove me to figuring it out. But, whatever way makes you, that you think, but know yourself. The importance of being true to yourself is start before even being an artist. You know what I'm saying? You can't even be an artist or be anything if you're not true to yourself. You're not going to be happy with yourself. You're not going to find no happiness in it. You're going to find some temporary relief. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tried to pass on the message to the homies, you know what I'm saying, about how important it is to be a genuine person before music. You know what I'm saying? If you're not even pure to yourself, then how can you be pure in your music? How can you even know what you stand for or who you are? You know what I'm saying? You're going to always be chasing something else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to be true to yourself is, it's mandatory just in life, period. Not even just being an artist. You just got to be true to yourself, period. You got to find yourself. That'd be the hardest thing for people. A lot of people be lost because they don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even have a stance on stuff. They just want to follow whatever they think is popular. So yeah, find yourself, be true to yourself is one of the most important things just in life, period. Not even just let alone being an artist.
And this is a question from my mom. She said, What advice would you give to someone who is starting their music or engineering journey?
um, not to give up and not be afraid to fuck up. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Not to be afraid to mess up. You know what I mean? So a lot of people um, start something. A lot of people, even myself, or start something and not finish it. You know what I'm saying? So just be willing to thug it through. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, that's where it just be where they lack. They just stop. You know, they just go to something else easier. You know what I'm saying? So, research always. I always tell my interns, um, you gotta learn something every day. Seek to learn something every single day. If start looking at this as a business too, instead of just being an artist. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's your dream. Soak it up. All right, cool. All right, now that's what we know, right? So move on to the next step of it. So we all know it's your dream. It's all of our dream. Everybody that's out here doing it. It's about 10 billion of us out here trying to do this too. You know what I'm saying? We all got dreams. Everybody got a different dream. So we all are trying to chase a dream. So now you know it's your dream. Cool. All right. So now make it a business and research it and try to succeed in it. And you'll find happiness within doing that. A lot of people, think that they could just go viral and that'll make them happy. Once you do that, that happiness is fulfilled, and then what? So and a lot of times, because
Now
that
you
was one of
chasing
my
your viral moment. Damn
yeah,
it.
that was my first goal. I just wanted to go viral, and then I went viral, and then I was like, and then what?
Mm-hmm.
It was just that. It was nothing else. Okay, a couple bucks. That's it. Then what? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and find a mentor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit. That's
Always
very.
have somebody that knows something a little more than you. You know what I'm saying? Always. If you surpass your mentor, you don't have to disrespect them. Just find somebody smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Keep evolving. Evolve always, every day.
Mm-hmm. What is your process or ritual to get into your creative zone/space?
It's from
Right.
school.
Yeah, no, but no. This class, no. I'm talking about. We talk about shrooms. This is
Oh, okay.
community. I just did a speech about should weed be cannabis? I mean, should cannabis be legal? We cut up in this motherfucker.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's uncut.
So my real ritual is, I gotta smoke and get an energy drink. So I gotta have the I'm high, but I gotta also have the balance. I'm still thinking. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
but also the whole process starts even before that process. It starts with my mood of the day.
Whew.
You know what I'm saying? So I always try to keep my energy right. You know what I'm saying, throughout the day, because I can smoke a blunt and get an energy drink and still not feel like recording. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta make sure my energy right. I got my mood right. When smoke a blunt. Give me an energy drink, and the vibe gotta be right. I only like a little people in my session or none. Just so everybody ain't got an opinion and I can actually just focus. You know what I'm saying?
How did you choose the name Loose, and what does it mean? And was this your first choice?
So, uh, funny story, right? I'm gonna tell you this. I don't tell nobody this. I'm gonna tell you the true story, right? So I got some fly shit that I could say, but I'm gonna give you the true story. The true story is, so one year, I was in high school, right, and um, I had a theater art class, and in the theater art class, they had a poetry contest, right? And so on the poetry contest, they have rewards like first place get $100, second place get $50, third place get whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to win that motherfucker. So what I did was created myself a poetry name. It was LooseLyric.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I entered the contest, but I entered the contest 3 times. I entered the contest as me, one for my best friend. I wrote one for my best friend, and I wrote one for this other girl at my school, and I won first, second, and third place.
Oh yeah, you called. Oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah,
And then
yeah,
I started rapping,
yeah.
freestyling at lunchtime, and then I was the rapper. Then
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Loose Lyric. He was born
Yeah, I would say that motherfucker
ninth
came to a
grade.
rap name. That's fire. What are some challenges and success you have experienced as an artist?
Challenges. The challenges. I faced a lot of challenges. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to narrow them down. There's so many challenges in this, because this type of business isn't just a business, right? So like this business is a business of people's dreams and goals. You know, so people take this super personal. You know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest challenges that I had that I've communicated to you is losing homies. You know, I done lost homies over this. You know, I done lost family members. I done lost people that I loved over this because our goals weren't the same and their mentality wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? That's why I preach strongly. You have to find yourself first before music, before any of this. You know what I'm saying? You have to be happy within yourself. If you don't find yourself, you're not happy with yourself, you'll always look for entitlement or support, extra support, you know what I'm saying? Or confirmation or any of that. You just got to be happy with yourself first. You know what I'm saying? So I've had trouble finding myself within this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not saying anybody else is perfect and I'm perfect. You know what I'm saying? I done fucked up and had to find myself within this and all that too. You know, finding financial stability in this. I had to figure it out. I write songs, niggas sing, rap, tap dance, nigga, whatever. You paying, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so that groomed me for trying to push myself how to do it at a higher level. So if I'm at the highest level, then I get the highest pay. You know what I'm saying? So, yep.
And speaking on pay, what is the salary base for an artist, for an engineer, and for a studio owner?
It depends. That's like super levels. Like it could be.
So you wouldn't say it's like a
There's
normal
no set
salary base?
There's
on
no
this?
set salary at all for sure. You know, there's studios that open up today go out of business the next month. There's studios that will be open for 10 years. There's no base hourly rate. Like it's all on levels of skill or equipment or feng shui at a studio. There's no set pay. There's no pay cap. There's people that get. I know of an engineer that gets paid $10,000 a song to just mix a song. I know some that get paid $100 a song to mix a song. So, you know, there's definitely levels, just like videography. There's some videographers that'll do it for $300. There's somebody do it for $3 million. There's no salary base or cap. It's all about trying to make yourself the best. If you make yourself the best, you get the best pay. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I tell my kids too, like, just picking a job in general. If you have the rarest job, you get the rarest pay. If you do something that everybody else does, then you're gonna get a minimum pay because there's a lot of people that can replace you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if this is a rare job, period. So if you can master it and become one of the best to do it, then you're gonna get the rare pay too. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody right now probably better than Kyrie Irving. He ain't getting paid like that.
Purely. Oh,
He's
man.
not getting paid like that. So, you know, you got to go out there and show out and show who you are to get that pay. So,
And it's actually been in the back of my head. How is it difficult being an engineer with dealing with so many artists, so many good or bad artists? No, forget that. Dealing with bad songs and bad lyrics, and how do you deal with that? And how do you communicate with the artist?
right. So that's my job. You feel what I'm saying? So my job is the control of the whole set, to take control of the whole session. You know what I'm saying? The energy of the artist, there is no song that should be walked out of my studio.
Would you? I just thought about
even
this.
If you come in, that actually sharpens me. When I told an intern, I fired an intern one time because he was here trying to clown another artist because the artist wasn't as good as him or what he thought, or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? So these are the people that make me dope. I have to make him walk out with his material, and he got to be happy with it. He got to be like, man, this is dope, bro. I'm coming back next week. You know what I'm saying? And if I can make that sound that, you know what I'm saying, then I can make the person that come in here that's dope sound even doper. It's easy. It's easy work. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Nah, yeah, that's fine. I actually never thought about it. That's part of shit. Customer service, human services. Like, my mind went to like a barber. It's like, nigga, cause it's for real. Cause if a barber's trash, I'm not coming back here. You gotta make me leave here feeling good. So if the
Yes.
engineer make me, if I leave here feeling good, I'm gonna come back next week.
Next week and tell everybody about me.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, bet. To wrap it up, is there anything else that you would like to say, or any other advice you would like to give?
Um, you know, just stay pure to yourself. You know, don't let nobody talk you out of your vision. Find yourself, find your vision. Stay dedicated to your vision. Don't give up any faith on yourself. You know, evolve always, learn every day, um, and you know, and find yourself within all of this, and you'll be happy. Now, the number one goal in all of this is happiness. The number one goal in my life, period, isn't even to get the bag. It's to find the biggest bag of happiness. Whether it needs money to get there, whether it needs me to put in the extra work to get there, whatever. You know, just find your happiness.
Yes, sir.